Last time on What Everyone Should Know About Abraham.
There's two different things. And we're going to see how Ibrahim alayhi salam is going to respond to him being attacked with feelings instead of him being attacked with reasons.
In today's episode,
I'll say it again. When you follow the truth, there are plenty of people who are going to make you feel ashamed for following the truth. And this will happen not just when you're a kid, not just when you're in college, not just when you get married. This will happen your entire life.
with stars above, the sun and the moon, a boy asked questions in search for the truth. He smashed their lies, so into the blaze they threw, but to their surprise, the fire stayed cool. He sacrificed a ram, submitting to God's rule, and built with his son a legacy renewed. What everyone should know about Abraham, alayhi salam.
The ancient gods of other religions get easily what?
Angry.
Good. People came to Ibrahim alayhi salam and told him, you have spoken against these gods. These gods will get very what? Angry with you. You will be cursed by them. You will become sick because of them. You'll get killed because of them. They're trying to scare him of these other gods. And he says, how can you tell me to do shirk with Allah? Allah has already guided me. You can't scare me. You can't use feelings against me anymore. I already have something from Allah. And then he says, وَلَا أَخَافُ مَا أَشْرَكْتُمْ كَيْفَ أَخَافُ مَا أَشْرَكْتُمْ. How can I be afraid of these gods that you have created, these partners you've made? And you're not afraid that you say these criminal things against Allah. Instead of me being afraid, who should actually be afraid? You should all be afraid. You should be the ones that are afraid. This is the first part of the conversation Ibrahim alayhi salam had with his people. And the only thing I want you to really focus on, there's so many things to learn, but the only thing I really want you to focus on is Ibrahim alayhi salam was focused on reasons and his people were focused on feelings. That's very important. Because in your life, as you grow up, sometimes you will see, even in your own family or among friends or whoever, someone who's doing something wrong. And you're going to try to tell them, hey, I think this is wrong. And when you tell them that, they could ask for your reasons, but most of the time they won't. They will say, how could you say this to me? I thought you were my friend. What kind of son are you? What kind of daughter are you? I can't believe you did it. Feelings. Here you are talking about reasons, and all the answers you're getting are feelings, right? So this is going to be, and your job, if as a follower of Ibrahim alayhi salam, one, your answer can never be, everybody does it, that's why I do it. Number two, your answer can never be, my feelings tell me. So if you say, why don't you pray? Because I don't feel like it. No, that's not, your feelings aren't good enough of an answer. They're not, you have to have a reason to pray, just like you have to have a reason not to pray. You have to have a reason to be Muslim, and you have to have a reason to not be Muslim. You have to have a reason. And then we can talk about the reason, because the entire Qur'an is actually talking to people to use reasons. That's what the Qur'an is. The Qur'an is not pushing you to, follow your feelings. In fact, feelings can be so powerful, they can become a statue like God too. Allah even says in one place in the Qur'an, have you seen the kind of person who takes their feelings and turns them into their God? You know what that means, right? They only follow what their feelings tell them. If you only follow what your feelings tell you, then who's your God? Your feelings. If you follow what reason tells you, you reach Allah. So you have to use your mind. This is what the thing is. But now, Ibrahim alayhi salam is not like Nuh alayhi salam. Because the prophet before him was Nuh alayhi salam. How long did Nuh alayhi salam preach? 950 years. That's a long time to be patient. That's a long time to tell people nicely. Ibrahim alayhi salam is not going to be nice. He's done being nice. He explained his reasons. The people did not respond with reasons. They responded with feelings. The next thing he does is he actually starts having a pretty intense conversation with his dad. I shared some of that with you, but we're going to take it a little further. He had a pretty tough conversation with his dad. Now the thing is, when you talk to your dad, it's a bit scary. Especially if you're going to tell your dad he's wrong. Right? That's not going to go well. وَاذْكُرْ فِي الْكِتَابِ إِبْرَاهِيمَ. Listen to these ayat of the Qur'an. Listen carefully to what this conversation is. This young man, I think he's maybe 14, who knows? 13, 14 years old. He's having this conversation with his dad. And Allah says, remember in the book, Ibrahim alayhi salam, إِنَّهُ كَانَ صِدِّيقًا نَبِيًّا. He used to be a truthful prophet. إِذْ قَالَ لِأَبِيهِ. When he said to his father, Ya abati, my dad, I love you so much. لِمَ تَعْبُدُ مَا لَا يَسْمَعُ وَلَا يُبْصِرُ وَلَا يُغْنِي عَنْكَ شَيْئًا. Why do you worship something? Why do you pray to something that doesn't listen, that can't see, that can't benefit you in any way, it can't help you in any way? Is he telling him or asking him? He's asking him. I'm nailing this in your head. What is the purpose of asking? To make someone, and when you ask someone, they better come up with a reason, not with a feeling. Right? That fight between reasons and feelings is forever. It's forever. He says, Ya abati qad ja'ani min al-ilmi ma lam ya'tik. He said, Dad, there's knowledge that has come to me. I've learned some things, and that knowledge has not come to you. I know some things, Dad, that you don't know. فَاتَّبِعْنِي أَهْدِكَ صِرَاطًا سَوِيًّا. Follow me, my dad. I will show you the straight way. Let me show you, Dad, why you're wrong. I love you, I care for you, I'm trying to correct you. Now usually it's not sons that correct fathers. Who corrects who? Fathers correct sons. Why would Allah tell us a story in which a son is correcting the father? Allah is telling us the normal thing is fathers correct sons. But doesn't matter what's normal or not normal, the true normal is you follow whoever is right. The son could be right or the father could be right. The child could be right or the grandparent could be right. The husband could be right or the wife could be right. The young person could be right or the old person could be right. The scholar could be right or the ignorant person could be right. You don't follow the person, you follow what is right. You follow this is what it means to follow reason. Reason is bigger than who's the dad and who's the son. Who's the authority, who's not the authority. Even if I've studied Qur'an and I'm giving you guys a speech right now, it's possible that I say something wrong. It's possible. I say something, and one of you, maybe a 7-year-old says, that's not true. And they correct me. And I say, excuse me, who's got mics on? Right? Now I'm not using reasons, I'm using what? Feelings. I'm making them feel like they know less. I'm making them feel smaller. I'm making them feel ignorant. If I start using feelings, you know what that means? I ran out of reasons. Which means I lost the reason battle. When people lose the reason battle, that's when they switch over to feelings. Okay, so when somebody uses a lot of feelings, that just means they're weak on their reasons. When someone's very strong on their reasons, they stay calm. They don't get upset. They don't get any feelings. So if you see someone who gets angry very easily, you know what that means? They're very weak in their ability to think. That's actually what that means. When someone's very strong in their ability to think, they don't get upset easily. They can stay calm. Anyway, so he tells his dad, Dad, let me show you the straight way. Ya abati la ta'bud ash-shaytan, inna ash-shaytana kana lir-rahmani 'asiyya. My dad, I love you. Now he's actually using feelings too, because it's not like we don't use feelings at all, but now that he's done using the reasons, he's going to add feelings to it. So we don't just use reasons, we also use feelings, but we don't start with feelings, we start with reasons, and then we add the feelings. So what's the feeling? Dad, I don't want you to worship the devil. The devil has always been disobedient to Allah, the most loving, the most caring. Ya abati inni akhafu an yamassaka adabu min ar-Rahman fatakuna lish-shaytani waliya. My dad, I'm so scared for you that the one who loves and cares so much, Allah, you're making Allah so angry that even though He loves and cares so much, He's going to end up throwing you in hellfire, and then you'll be stuck with the devil. You'll be stuck with the devil in Jahannam. I'm afraid. Being afraid is a feeling, isn't it? So this is a very important, I'll repeat this so it again stays in your head. In Islam, we start with reason and then we end with feeling. We end with feelings. Our reasons decide our feelings. What happens in other religions? Their feelings decide their reasons. It's flipped. And this flip is in every part of your life. Every part of your life. That's what makes our religion special. Okay. قال أراغب أنت عن آلهتي يا إبراهيم? His dad responds, you are going to turn your back from my gods? Ibrahim? You're going to turn your back from my gods? What's the dad using? He's using an emotion. How dare you defy your father? Show some respect. What kind of son are you? After everything I've done for you, this is how you talk to me? This is the religion you're going to let go of? Now he's making his son feel ashamed. He's making his son feel like he's not a good son for having reasons. He's not loyal to his dad. He should be a good son and shut up. He should be quiet. He should follow what everybody else is following. And if he doesn't follow, he should be the one that's ashamed of himself. There's the truth. When you follow reasons, there will be lots of people who will make you feel bad about it. I'll say it again. When you follow the truth, there are plenty of people who are going to make you feel ashamed for following the truth. And this will happen not just when you're a kid, not just when you're in college, not just when you get married. This will happen your entire life. Your entire life. Whenever you follow the truth, truly follow the truth, there will be people who will say, I can't believe you're not loyal to me. You're such a disappointment. You're doing this, you're doing that. They're going to make you feel bad for following the truth. That's what they're going to do. That's a battle you have to fight your entire life. That's why we have to learn this battle from Ibrahim alayhi salam. So now, he said, this is what the dad says next. لَإِن لَمْ تَنْتَهِ لَأَرْجُمَنَّكَ. If you don't stop this now, I will stone you to death myself. I will beat you with rocks until you die. That's what his father tells him. And then he says, وَهَجُرْنِي مَلِيًّا. And for now, get away from me, get out of my sight. I don't want to see you. Go somewhere far away. He kicked him out of the house. His dad kicked him out of the house. If his dad was really confident in his own religion, then he could have answered Ibrahim alayhi salam and said, my son, you're wrong. Let me show you why you're wrong. Isn't that true? What did his father do instead? He got angry. He started shaming him. He started threatening him. And then he said, get away from me. You know that get away from me? It looks like his dad is what feeling? What's the feeling his dad has? Good, it's anger. It's not anger. It looks like anger. No, there's something deeper. No, it's not sadness. Fear. That's the right feeling. Fear. Because if he gets away from him, he gets to get away from what? What is the dad afraid of? What do you think?
He's afraid of the truth.
He's afraid of the truth. He's actually afraid of the answers to those questions because he knows he doesn't have those answers. So the easier thing to do is to get away from those questions. And the best way to get away from those questions is to what? Get rid of Ibrahim. Take him somewhere far away. Sometimes when people are really angry, it's actually because they're really what? Scared. When people are really angry, you shouldn't get afraid. You should realize they're the ones that are afraid. You know what animals do when they feel threatened and they get scared?
They attack.
Very good. They attack. They attack. Animals attack when they're terrified. Human beings start becoming angry, loud, aggressive, violent when they're terrified. So the reason is so powerful, it can take someone and start terrifying them. That's how powerful reason is. And that's what we're learning again from Ibrahim alayhi salam. But Ibrahim alayhi salam, even though he got kicked out of the house, he's still not done. He's like, okay, I'll pray for you, Dad. I'll pray for you. I'll ask Allah to forgive you. I can't talk to you anymore, that's fine. But I'm not done yet. Now he goes to town. He's not in the house, so he's going to go to town. And so now, when he said, He goes to the people. He said this to his dad, and he also said this to his people. ما هذه التماثيل أنتم لها عاكفون. He asks a question again. He loves these questions, doesn't he? He said, what are these images, these statues, these figurines that you're sitting in front of? Because people are sitting in front of it, like they're doing whatever they're doing, right? In front of the statue idol. They're like, what are these? And they're like, قالوا وجدنا آباءنا لها عابدين. Listen to the answer and you're going to explain the answer. I'll tell you the answer, but you'll explain it. He said, we found that our fathers and their fathers and their fathers were sitting just like this, praying just like this. That's their answer. What was his question? What are these gods? Their answer was, we saw our dads were doing this and their dads were doing this and their dads were doing this. Can you describe their answer to me and what they're using? What's their way of thinking? Yes? They want to be just like other people. They want to be just like other people. That's what they want. The most important thing is, I want to be like my people. My people are my father, their father, their father. I want to be like them. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing. If you ask someone in this religion, in a religion, why are you this religion? Well, my dad's that religion. That's our family. Our whole family is this religion. What are you talking about? That's the same exact kind of thinking. That cannot be, this is the dangerous part, guys. That cannot be your thinking and that cannot be my thinking. I cannot only be Muslim because my dad is Muslim or my mom is Muslim. I cannot only be Muslim because my community is Muslim. That's all I ever knew. I can't be Muslim because I was born in a Muslim country, or I was born in a Muslim community, or I was born in a Muslim family. Because if you say, well, I'm Muslim because my family's Muslim, that's all. That's all. That can be okay when you're a little kid. That's okay. But once you start becoming an adult, every one of us is alone. Every one of us has our own reasons for being Muslim. You have to have your own reason. You cannot borrow my reason or somebody else's reason. You have to have your own. When he went and talked to these people who were praying, and he said, what are you doing? What are these gods? Did they give their own reason or did they point to some other people? Who did they point to? Their fathers. When people come to you and say, why are you Muslim? You say, hold on, let me ask my imam. Let me ask my mom. Let me ask my dad. Let me ask somebody else. I'll get back to you. Does that mean the Islam is yours or you're borrowing it from somebody else? You can't borrow your Islam. It has to be yours. Growing up, it has, and I'm telling you guys, you're little now, but you're about to be, as you get older, there are going to be people who are going to say, why are you Muslim? Why do you pray? Why do you dress like that? Why don't you believe it? Why aren't you an atheist? Why aren't you a Christian? Why aren't you this? Why aren't you that? Why do you think every other religion is wrong? Why can't you be like this? Why does your book say this? Why did your prophet do that? You're going to get a million questions. And all of those questions will look like reason. And your answer is, well, my mom is going to feel really bad if I don't stay Muslim. Your answer became what? Feeling. Our religion started with reason, and it's the most powerful religion because it's from the beginning to the end, it's based on reason. So you have to know your reasons. That's the key message of Ibrahim alayhi salam. Young Ibrahim alayhi salam is teaching us, why is this the right religion? Why is this the right religion? It's not enough that there's a masjid and you come to it and you pray, or your parents are making you read Qur'an, or some of you are even memorizing Qur'an. None of that's enough. None of that's enough. We have to become the people of Ibrahim alayhi salam. People of having our own reasons. Now listen. Now Ibrahim alayhi salam's had enough. He gave their reason. He gave them his reasons. But now he's going to take the next step. He's done asking questions. Now he's starting to go on the attack. No more Mr. Nice Guy. So he says, قَالَ لَقَدْ أَنْتُمْ وَآبَاؤُكُمْ فِي ضَلَالٍ لَقَدْ كُنْتُمْ أَنْتُمْ وَآبَاؤُكُمْ فِي ضَلَالٍ مُبِينٍ. You and your fathers and their fathers, all of you have been confused. Obviously, all of you have been lost. قَالُوا أَجِئْتَنَا بِالْحَقِّ أَمَنْتَ مِنَ اللاعبين. They said, are you serious right now or are you playing around? Are you kidding me right now? Look, literally, أَمَنْتَ مِنَ اللاعبين actually sounds like, you're bringing us the truth? Now you must be kidding. You didn't just say that, did you? He's just kidding. He's just a kid. He's just goofing around. They couldn't believe that a young boy could talk like that to them and challenge them like that. Because he already got kicked out of the house from his dad. Was he afraid of his dad? No. Now he's talking to the entire group of people that are worshiping these gods at their temple. Does it look like Ibrahim alayhi salam is afraid of people? No. Because when you don't follow the majority, when you don't follow the normal, then people start questioning you or threatening you or looking at you funny, and you start feeling intimidated. And then you're like, I just want to fit in. I don't want to be the weird one that sticks out. And it takes a lot of bravery to be Ibrahim alayhi salam. Ibrahim alayhi salam is not the one defending himself. Ibrahim alayhi salam is the one going on the attack. He's not the one who's being asked the questions. He's the one who is asking the questions. You guys are going to be at school. Some of you are going to public school. And you guys are old enough that you should be praying 5 times a day. And it's Dhuhr time. And it's a public school. And you can go to a corner and pray. But people are going to pass by you and say, hey, Muhammad, you got a bomb in that backpack? Right? Or some of you girls, your mom keeps telling you, wear hijab, wear hijab. Yeah, mom, of course, of course. As soon as you get 2 blocks before the school, because you want to be normal. Because you don't like the way people look at you. You don't like the way the people judge you. They think they're going to call you names. They're going to make fun of you. You're afraid of the opinions of other people. You're afraid of how people look at you. You're afraid of how people think you're less, or you're stupid, or you don't belong, or you're not good enough. You have these thoughts in your head. You don't say them to your parents. You don't tell them, but you feel it. Why am I telling you the story of Ibrahim alayhi salam? He is perfectly comfortable being the only one who is the way he is. Everybody around him is, you're wrong, you're not, you don't even belong. Even his dad rejects him. Does that make him weaker? No. No. If you're Islam, if you're being Muslim, you're like, I know I'm Muslim, but can I not do this or can I not do that because it feels weird, because people think it's weird? If your religion is being decided by what people think, then you may think you have Islam, but you definitely don't have the religion of Ibrahim. You don't have the religion of Ibrahim. I told you yesterday, our religion is called the religion of Ibrahim alayhi salam. Ibrahim alayhi salam doesn't need someone else to stand on his feet. If there was no Muslim in America, if there was no Muslim in Houston, you were the only one. You're the only Muslim here. There was no masjid, nothing. You would still be as Muslim as you are right now with thousands of other Muslims around you. You would be as Muslim. That would be the religion of Ibrahim alayhi salam. It doesn't matter where you are. You know when people say, Islam is so hard in America. It's so difficult for us. There's so much fitna. There's so much temptation. There's so much, the society is corrupt. And I'm like, what religion are you talking about? You think our religion comes from a society? No, our religion comes from Ibrahim alayhi salam. Did he have a society around him to hold on to his religion? No. No, he didn't. Get this in your heads. Get this in your heads. Never think of your Islam as something other than the religion of Ibrahim alayhi salam. The religion of Ibrahim alayhi salam. So now listen.
Here's a sneak peek of the next episode of What Everyone Should Know About Abraham.
If you ask them, and by the way, even the broken ones, ask all of them if they can talk. Because they're supposed to be gods, so me breaking some wood and some marble and some stone shouldn't be enough for these gods to die. So you should still be able to ask these gods if they can talk. And for a moment, everybody's in shock. Oh. And they're like,